Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts on Fae Tactics, a tactical RPG developed by Endless Fluff Games and published by Humble Bundle. It's supposed to be coming out later this year, and a demo was put on Steam after like the PC Game Show or something like that. I played it before making this video, and then I went to go find the link for the description, and it's not there. So I don't know what happened to the demo, so I guess you can just use this footage and hope that they re-upload the demo or something to Steam. But yeah, let's just talk about my thoughts on this game. So this demo was approximately 1.5 hours, and like I said, it's a tactic-style RPG a la Final Fantasy Tactics. I've actually been itching for a game like this as of late, so this really scratched that itch, and I was really sad when the 1.5 hours was over. And I think the big thing we'll spend the most time in this video talking about is the actual combat, but let's touch on some of the other elements. One, I find the art pleasant and vibrant. It's not like a hyper-realistic style, and I kind of resonate with that in a more tactical style game. I can actually take some time with the isometric view to really enjoy some of the details they've added to the various characters and to the environments. The music is off to a good start at least. There's really only a couple of tracks in the demo. One's like a Western style main theme, and then they have like an appropriate desert theme for the wasteland area, which is where you do all of your battling in the demo. Both of them have good variety, and they're both independently good themes. They almost don't even sound like they come from the same game, but are both also pretty good. My last RPG demo video, I played a quick clip of the music. Let's do that again. This is one of the themes. I can't really speak much on the story that was actually present in the demo. It really didn't have any major setup. It just mostly left all of the main plot, I guess, for the full release. But I didn't dislike what I was playing. The characters were fun, and that's all I could really ask for so far. So hopefully I'll have more to say on that when the game actually releases. Now, while all those things help make for a great RPG, the combat is what shines. It is a tried and true tactics style gameplay with a few elements that are fairly specific to Fae Tactics. So first up, your party consists of several leader units, which are essential to victory. If they fall, the battle is over. These units level up, have stats you can put points into, and will be the backbone for your playthrough. On top of that, you can also bring a few Fae units, which are cards you actually collect from defeating different enemy types. They have different costs to bring and skills to activate, and you can customize your party in any number of ways. And they give you a lot of time to really consider how you want to modify that party. At the start of a battle, you can actually change your units before the battle begins. So having a lot of Fae cards and access to them by upgrading your costs helps prepare you for all sorts of situations greatly. Now, as for those individual Fae units, you can level those up too and improve them similarly to your leaders, but they never quite come into their own as much as your leaders actually do. EXP is also earned per actions taken in combat and not at the end of an actual battle, so mid-fight level ups for HP come in clutch sometimes with these Fae units and your leaders. Now that you've selected your units and the battle starts, the battle takes place in rounds. During each round, every unit can move and perform an action a single time by default. You can move and take an action, you don't have to choose between the two. Now, of course, the turn order is going to be determined by every unit's speed, and you can check the turn order in the bottom left corner of the screen. Now, mind you, taking an action doesn't actually have to mean something as direct as attacking. This action can be something like attacking an enemy, but it can also be activating a unit special by clicking on an ally, or even just idling and taking no action is an action in itself, because every unit has a passive that will trigger when you don't actually do anything at the end of your turn. There's some pretty interesting effects. One of the leader units in the demo had a bubble that would make it so that anyone in that bubble, they would block for them until the next turn was up. There was also one that allowed them to regenerate HP and MP, one that was a self-haste buff, all sorts of different things, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more of that as we actually get to play through the real game. Sometimes it's just better to idle in a spot than just attacking an enemy. It just depends on what units you brought. Now, another thing that's not a direct action, but also happens at the end of a unit's turn, you loot items by ending your turn on top of an item. This can be foods that restore your health or give you buffs, or items that your team can actually use in current or future battles. There's some other standard tactical RPG stuff. Units gain benefits for elevation differences, attacking from behind, there's elemental strength, all the usual RPG and tactic style combat traits that you'd come to expect from this type of game. There are units that can also chain attack if standing adjacent to an enemy that your other units are attacking. So you can set them up to really burst an enemy down in a single turn and also just pound into that enemy with multiple units and then trigger this effect multiple times in a turn. But Other than that, if you've seen it in RPG before, odds are you'll see it in Fate Tactics. There are a few other mechanics, though, in Fate Tactics. One is that once a turn, you can activate one of 3 spells that you assign, and each one individually has a recharge period. Now, these spells can be activated at any point during the round during any one of your unit's turns, and it does not interfere with the unit's actual turn in any way. These can be heals, crowd control, buffs, damage, pretty much anything you'd come to expect from what your units could do or a spell in an RPG. And with all these tools, your objectives in battle, well, at least in the demo, they were pretty straightforward. They was mostly just defeat all the enemies, or at least all the enemy leaders. Later on, I had an NPC to protect, and the ability to actually get bonus rewards by keeping enemy leaders alive, but nothing too fancy. I'm curious to see if they have more escort or protection style missions, or just things that are a little more than beat everything on the map. I'd also like to say that a lot of these missions don't have all of these gameplay elements intact. It actually uses the entirety of the demo to gradually teach you everything about the game that you're going to need to know. And then it has a couple missions where you take all that information and you just kind of play it out. It was actually really well paced. And if I had discovered a game mechanic before the game taught it to me, then it just made that mission actually a little bit easier. Although things like the spells, I really had to wait till the proper mission before I could actually use them. Other than that, there isn't too much to say. It was a fun experience, and I look forward to picking it up later this year. I've been on a little bit of an RPG demo tear as of late, so expect to see more videos like this pop up. Quite frankly, I feel like I've kind of neglected doing things like this, and it's a lot of fun to hop into an hour to an hour and a half RPG demo, sometimes longer than that. So with that, I'm going to wrap up this video. Keep an eye out because we've got more of these coming in the coming days and weeks. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And if there's an RPG demo you think I should give a shot, put it in the comment section of the video below. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. And until then, take care.